Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to the garage. I know the updates have been a little sparse and the video's been a little slow just because we've had to go on light duty. But I did want to give an update on that before we get into what we're going to do with the race car today. Do want to give an update on the shoulder. We did an MRI this past Monday, and we go to meet with the doctor on the results of the MRI Tuesday. However, I don't remember, one day this week they sent me a notification through the patient portal that the results of the MRI. Now, I don't speak doctor. I never claimed to speak doctor. And I had some friends who do speak doctor, and they kind of interpreted as best they could, or I should say who are in the medical industry, and they kind of interpreted as best they could, and it looks promising based on what both of them have told me. They both kind of told me the same thing, that there's a small tear. I've got arthritis in the shoulder. We all know that. That's what happens when you get old. But I got a small tear in the labrum, I think is what they call it. The cartilage around the shoulder helps keep the shoulder ball in place in the socket. I have a small tear there, and they could see where it was dislocated and stuff stretched out and whatnot, but he did not say surgery. He did not come out and say that. Did not allude to it. It was more of I think they're kind of, if I'm reading or I'm understanding it, they're kind of referring more to physical therapy, which is a good thing. So in the meantime, we're going to continue working on the race car until they tell me otherwise, which will be Tuesday. We're going to spend some time getting this thing ready to go. I would still like to try to get something in this season. I saw yesterday where a local track has asked for 602 and 604 late models to message them about a race September 5th. I don't know that we can be ready by then, either financially or just in general with the car, with me still being in question for the shoulder, which we'll know more Tuesday when I go to meet the doctor. I would love to try to go make that show, but I just don't know that we can right yet. So in the meantime, we're going to continue on. What are we going to do today, you might ask? Well, here's what we're going to do today. We're going to finish bleeding out this brake line, going to the gauge where I had to reflare the fitting. That hadn't got done yet. I really hadn't done anything since the last video. We're going to finish the nose. I've got to put bracing. I don't know if you can see or not. Put bracing down here on both sides to keep the nose from flapping. We got some braces down here, or got some tabs to use. So we're going to try to finish the nose up, get the nose riveted all the way around down here, and put bracing inside this nose as well. We're going to put seat belts in it, and then finish rehang all the body. I've still got to come up with some lead. I've got some lead here, but I don't think I have enough lead. And I need to find a set of scales to put the car on to see how much lead I really do need. Which I've got people I can probably borrow scales, or at least have them bring scales over. But I got to get the car ready to do that. So Anyway, that's where we stand right now. So I'm gonna swap jack stands out from under the car so I can lower it down so I can work on it a little better. Because right now it's sitting on the tall jack stands and it's kind of a pain in the butt. It's good for some things, it's not good for others. But anyway, that's what we got going on in here. That's just kind of an update on, like I said, the shoulder and everything. So we'll see what we got. We'll know more Tuesday. I'll probably do a update one way or another Tuesday after the doctor's appointment, just so that so that everybody's caught up. And we'll have to see kind of what they got going on out at the local track. See if they're going to start running some more stuff, running stuff here a little more frequently. If so, if they'll bring the class on for next year, that's probably what we're going to do. If they mix 602s and 604s, go away, fly. And give 602s a weight break so we stay competitive. That would be really good. That's probably where we'll race next year. If they go, if they don't, then we're probably going to have to do a mix of Friendship and Gaffney next year, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I have started looking at motor options for next year. I need some rules clarifications on some of there isn't a whole lot of motor rules for the built motor. 365 cubic inch max, single carburetor, any cast iron head or the Vortec aluminum head, which Vortec doesn't have an aluminum head, so I'm wondering if maybe they're talking about the fast burn head. So the motor rules are pretty scant, but I want clarification, particularly on the cylinder head, as to what they mean by that. Because if I got to spend, I think we kind of talked in the last video. $7,000 on a 602 crate motor. Well, I can turn around and I think probably that, maybe a little less, or somewhere pretty close to that. I can do a pretty decent built motor. It may not be a Clements or a, insert engine builder here, but that's me building the motor. I can probably get away with that and do it myself and do it a piece at a time versus pulling this one or finding another motor and send it down and have one of the certified engine builders go through it. And so that's the only problem I got with crate motor racing is these certified engine builders. If all these motors, like when I was a head tech, all the crate motors, I didn't care about seals, because seals you can buy on the internet. You can take it and build it however you want it, buy the seals, you put the seals in, and nobody knows any different. They just assume it's a seal motor. Well, you got to be smarter than the average bear, and you got to think like a racer. So my thought process to that was, well, I'm not going to worry about building seals. I'm going to treat every motor as though it's been built. And if you do that, you can eliminate the seals, and now everybody's on a level playing field because everybody knows what everybody else has got. Everybody's got the same thing, and you don't have to worry about the seals. And you cut everybody's cost. I just think $7,000 for a 602 crate motor is just crazy. Anyway, I'll get off that soapbox. But I did want to give you a heads up on what we're going to do, what we're going to start working on. We're going to get the seat. I'm going to take the seat loose. I'm going to try to slide it forward. Put the new seat belts in it. And then we'll worry about. We'll get into the working on the nose and rehanging the body. I'm waiting on Pat to come out. She's going to come out and help me bleed the brakes on the car. We just got to bleed it one more time, and I think we'll be good from there. So let's see what we got going on here. Let's get to work, and I'll hit you up here shortly. Hey y'all, just want to check in with you real quick what we got going on here. Let me get you turned around here. Basically, before I get you turned around, I got the seat out of it. That was a pain in the butt. The bottom seat bolts are blind bolts, and you can't see them. Well, you can see the head, but you can't see the nut side. And trying to get them out is, yeah, that was a pain. The back seat bolts were pretty easy. Once I got the seat out, I could get to the lap belts, and I'll show you that here in just a minute. Here's our seat. We got it out. And there's the bolts, where the bolt holes, and then the back bolt holes are right there. And then in here is where the back of the seat bolts, and then down there is the bracket for the that mounts to, and there's the blind holes in it. We got the lap belts put in already. I went ahead and did those, and I thought some people may not know what's involved in doing seat belts. So I was doing the crotch belt here. I wanted to show you because it's one of those things that people may not know. These things come kind of generally universal, and they're stretched way out, and they put a lot of extra in there. So what I'm doing is basically I'm lining it up with the old bracket. I actually got to shorten it up just a little bit. But essentially how you do these is you undo, let me see if I can do this here. So what you're going to do is you'll take this loose like this, you'll feed it back through, and you feed this side through and pull it back out over here to put, and then you pull this side back and it tightens the belt side up. So then you compare it to what you want. And I actually want just a tick shorter than what was there, and that's pretty close. And then to finish it off, you just lace it back through your buckle and loop it back over one more time here. And now your seat belt is relaced and ready to go in, and you pull it here. And if you've got a lot of extra, you can do what I did, and you can cut it, then take a lighter or a small torch and melt the end of it, keep it from fraying apart. Like this right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. But anyway, that's how lap belts are done. But that's just a tick shorter than the one that was there. We're about a ½ inch shorter, and I think that'll be good. And if I need to lengthen it out, I can just basically relace it on this end right here to add more length to it to get it where I need to. And I've already done, like I said, the seat belts here. They've already been done and sized. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set the seat back in here once I get the shoulder belts done up here. Once I get them done, I'll set the seat back in. Before I bolt the seat in, I'll make sure I'll stick 2 bolts in back here, just kind of hold everything in place and make sure all the belts fit. And if they fit, I'll finish bolting the seat in. If not, I can take the seat out, make my adjustments, and put them back in. So that's where we're standing now. Just wanted to give you an update on what we got going. That's where we're at. I'm going to set the seat back in. I'm going to stick the crotch belt back in, and
put a bolt in it. It's pretty easy to get out if I need to adjust it. So I'll put a bolt in it, and then I'll put the lap belt or the shoulder belts in and fit everything. So I'll hit you back here in just a few minutes. Hey y'all. Okay, we got the seat belts in, the seats back in. I'll get you flipped around here. The only thing I'm waiting on is, or the seat's not finished bolted in. I've got to get some more lock nuts. I thought I had more here. I'm not going to reuse the old ones because I really don't know how old they are. They're in pretty rough shape. So when we go out here in just a little while, I'm going to stop by the store and pick up some more lock nuts. But let me get you flipped around here so you can see what we've got done. Okay, so here we are. Seats back in. We got the new shoulder belts in there. We got the lap belts in here, and then the crotch strap belt right there. Everything's adjusted to me. I've crawled in it, made sure the steering wheel fit and the belts aren't hitting. So we can check another one off the list. Alright, slight change of plans, but not a big change of plans. We're still working on those, we're just doing something different. You probably noticed in the video that there's no valence on the left side of the nose. The right side's on, but there's no left side. Reason being, when the previous owner bought the nose and all the parts, he bought two right sides and no left. And the car sits low enough that I can't put the full valence on all the way around because the nose is going to be dragging and we got to cut it. So until we figure out where the ride heights are going to be, whether I'm too high, too low, whatever, we're going to take some of this. I got a piece of stacked body panel here that I have cut to fit up in here, and there's a lip that runs around the front of it that this can fit into. We can pop rivet it in place, and what that'll do is that'll give it it'll finish cutting the air that's going through, which I don't think is a big deal anyhow, but it could be. So rather than going and spending money on something that we may or not need, we're going to put this up in its place, and probably once I get it fitted, I've got some blue vinyl wrap. I can hit it with some vinyl wrap, just make it blue so that it matches the nose and just don't have one white panel sticking out like a sore thumb. But anyway, that's what we're going to do. So I've been working on getting this fitted, so let me get it clamped into place and I'll show you what it's going to look like. Okay, so here we are. There's the right side. You see it's blue and it goes all the way around. It's clamped into place, and then here's where this is the piece that I'm cutting and fitting, and it'll come around and it's going to taper up and blend in with this section right here. Like I said, it's not a perfect fit, but it'll be close. Be a whole lot better than having that big opening gap there. So I'm going to drill a couple of holes, set a couple of rivets, and this way it's that we can, or I'll set some clecos, drill a couple of holes, put some clecos in it, kind of hold it in place, and get it up there. But so that's kind of what it's looking like from the front, and then like I said, it'll be blue when it's all said and done, like the rest of the car. So that's what we're working on now. We're gonna have to go inside and get ready to go to a birthday party here shortly, but in the meantime we're still getting stuff done, so I just want to show where we were. So let's get back to it. Alright y'all, so you've seen that, you've seen what we got done. So we've got seat belts in the car, fully adjusted, ready to go. We just got to get some hardware, some lock nuts to finish bolting the seat down. I had hardware to bolt the seat belts down, so they got all new hardware and lock nuts and everything with them. They're good to go. We just got to get the seat down. But in the meantime, we got the nose, got the valence on the nose fitted and clecoed in. So then what we'll do is when we come back, we'll set rivets in the cleco holes and then we'll finish riveting the nose, the valance, all the way around the other side, because it's just held up in place right now with vice grips. And then we start working the nose on the inside and inside bracing. So for now, that's what we got. I'm pretty pleased with what we got done today, and it's not nearly as warm today, although you never know the way I'm sweating, but that's just that's just an old man. I sweat at 30-degree weather, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, that's what we got today, so I'm pretty pleased with that. So we're going to wrap it up for now, and catch you guys on the flip side. So here we are. You can see we got it wrapped in blue. I hope you can see it well. But anyway, we got the cleatos in it. There and over there, we just got to pull them one at a time, set rivets, and go through and put rivets in between. So I'm pretty pleased with the way that lays out. It's not an exact match, but it's a whole lot closer than the white that was on there. So we're going to do that and set some rivets, and we'll probably go ahead and finish riveting this side over here as well, getting it put together so we can finish. We'll do that, and then we've got to finish this piece of valance here. We've got to rivet it in place. As you see, we still got clamps holding it. Finish it up, get it fitted where it's a nice tight fit over here. Right there, you see we've got that lip we've got to try to do something with. And if I can't get it to fix, you've got to remember all this stuff is molded, so I imagine there's probably some variance in it. But if so, we'll lop it off and call it a day. And the other thing we're going to do is this corner right here. That corner is brutal. It has got me more times than not. So we're going to lop it, and we'll just probably round it up just a little bit right there, just so that corner don't bite you, because it's rough. So, but anyway, that's what we're going to do for now. And then the other thing we've got to do, and I'll get in here, is there's a mount right there. See if I can get it here to you. See it right there. We've got to run a body brace from there out to the outer nose out here. So we've got to get that run. So that's the other thing we've got to do. And we've got to do it to both sides. So otherwise this is just flopping in the breeze out here. So we'll put some of that spring steel in here. We'll put a body brace from there out to this nose to kind of hold it in place. So we got to cut some aluminum to fit in here. We'll pop rivet it, and then we'll put a flat brace, or one of those angle braces, in here to attach the spring steel to, and we'll attach it on that side. So we're going to do that to both sides. But once we do that side, we've got to measure the width of the nose to make sure that our width stays right, and we don't get too wide on the width, because we're going to play a little bit with aero on this one. Not a lot, but we're going to try to play some aero games with it and see what we come up with. Yeah. So that's where we're standing. That's the game plan for today, is to get the nose buttoned up on this. Like I say, we'll finish the rivets over here on this side, and we'll do the rivets on this side, and then the inner bracing on both sides. We'll see where we stand at that point on time. So yeah, but that's what we got going on here. So y'all sit tight, and I think I'm gonna put y'all on time lapse while I set this and rivet in place, so that y'all can see so you actually watch something getting done instead of just having to check back in. So we're going to let me get some rivets and the rivet gun, and we'll set you guys on time lapse, and we'll get this stuff riveted back in. Y'all sit tight. Alright, we got this side done. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the time lapse and assembling this and putting it together. I'm going to do the other side now. I probably won't do the time lapse for that. Let me get you turned around and show you how this side turned out anyway. Sit tight. Alright, we got this side done. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the time lapse and assembling this and putting it together. I'm going to do the other side now. I probably won't do the time lapse for that. Let me get you turned around and show you how this side turned out anyway. Sit tight. Okay, so you can see we got our rivets set in here all the way around. The nose is bolted down. We're done all the way back around here. You see the valence is all in. And here's what we've just finished. On the inside of this, I'll show you, is a piece of this stacked plastic piece of this door panel over here that I had left over. I made a plate to fit in here, and then I put a piece of aluminum angle in here that's got holes drilled in it for bracing. So on the inside here, you see what we've got there. We have that plate, and it's riveted in, and then we've got our aluminum bracket in here, and I've got a piece of spring steel run over. So this will flex and bend and spring right back. So I've got one on here for now. I may put a second one on just for a little extra support. Go to this front hole back to here. But let's see what we got here first. Let's get the other side done. But I'm pretty pleased with the way this turned out. It looks nice, it's clean, and the same thing on this side. Just a real nice clean look to it. Got my bevel plates here with the screws in them, and everything's lock nutted in here. So that's done. And the rule is no more than 1 inch wider than the tire. So if you look up top, we're pretty close. You look down, we're pretty close to dead on it. Down here, about spindle height, I'm right at 1 inch. And the tire's cambered in, so meaning the top is pointed out and the bottom is tucked in, so you can't really go off that. So you just get close. We're just using hand grenades. They don't have a measurement on this. They just say no more than 1 inch wider than the tire. So that's pretty doggone close. So now we get to come back over to this side, and we got to do the same thing in here. Put our plate in here and put our spring steel in, and what I'll do is once I get this done, I'll put the jack under the tire and jack it up to ride height or pretty close, so that I can figure out where this is going to sit. But right now it's not too awful bad, but let's see where it sits when it's all said and done. So y'all sit tight and we'll get back to work, and I'll bring you back in here in just a little. Hey y'all, welcome back. We're wrapping it up for the day. I've done a little more than I actually expected to today, but let me give you a quick rundown. What's going to be the best way to do this? Let me get the camera flipped around so y'all can see. Well, let me tell you about it first. Y'all saw earlier where we got the nose finished up all the way around, and we were getting ready to build the inner bracing on both sides. I've got one brace on the left front, and it's spring steel. It's flat spring steel, and it's designed to bend and move. So God forbid somebody gets into me or I get into somebody, it folds up and springs back out. So that's the purpose behind it. So what I did, because it's mounted directly to plastic, I cut some of the stacked panels that I had left and made plates on the inside, and then I put a slotted piece of aluminum angle in, and bolted them in on the riveted stacked plate. So it basically is plastic, polycarbon body panel, and then the aluminum, and then the spring steel body brace. And I did 2 of them on the driver's side, on the passenger side, on the right side. I did 2 of those. But let me get you spun around here, and I'll show you what we got here. So here's what we look like. You saw the nose all around. Here's what the outer plates look like. These go through the poly plate that's in there, and then these 2 hold the aluminum angle in. And then on the inside, there we are. You see the poly plate, the angle, and the spring steel coming over here. And so what that holds this in place. And then we come around to the other side. And again, you've seen all this already. We got the same thing here. Is we got plate, angle, and then down here the nose is doubled up with the valence here. So I put another angle brace here and put spring steel to it. Let me show you what it looks like. Let me see. You can see over here, you got the spring steel. You got it right here, one here, and then you got it over. Sorry about that. The camera died. But anyway, I was showing you right here's your plate, right up there, and there's our angle, and there's another angle here that is going through 2 layers of plastic here, and they both go back to the tab. And again, this is spring steel. It's designed to buckle and move just the way it's supposed to. And then I went ahead and put the fender back on this side. So I've just got, once I get both sides done, I'll go ahead and pin this side down, put a bolt in it, so I can take it back loose, and I'll do the same thing over there on that one. So, but I've got to do some more work over in this corner on the driver's side foot box to put that back together. In the meantime, I got the seat finished bolting it in, so it's good to go. I got the foam on the headrest fixed, so we don't have to, so I got protection on the headrest now. So it's been a good, productive day here. So anyway, glad y'all were able to stick around and hang out with me for a little bit today. We had a really productive day in here, getting this stuff done. Got a bunch of boxes checked, with getting the nose finished and buttoned up. I really do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. In the next video, unless something comes up, we'll be finishing the driver's side door, the foot box area, reinstalling the front fender on this side. Meanwhile, I'm going to start making some calls and messaging some people and see if I can get somebody to bring a set of scales over here so that we can get it put up on, so we can get the car put up on scales, and sorry, I got sweat running my eyes. See how much it weighs, so that we know how much lead we need to put in to make minimum weight. Then from there, it's a matter of what the doctor tells me. We'll know Tuesday what the official diagnosis is on my shoulder, and determine where we proceed from there. If he gives me clearance, we're going to try to go find a race somewhere, because we are getting really close. I've got to do some tire work yet, and I got some more little things to do on the car. One of the next things is the graphics, and we're working on that. I've got some ideas. A full wrap is not in the budget right now, so we've got vinyl, so we're going to try to do some cut vinyl, something to put on the car, so that we can get something done there. But anyway,
I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. It's hot, but it's tolerable. I got fans going in here, and so that has greatly helped. But anyway, I thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope y'all have enjoyed this. Hope y'all learned something, and just following along, keeping up with what we got going on here. I certainly do appreciate it. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Let's get that algorithm going. Let's share it with your friends. Share it with people you work with. We need to get some more eyes on this, if we can, to grow this thing, because we're going to start wrapping up here, or Racing will start wrapping up here in the next month or two, because it's going to start turning cold. So we're going to have to figure out what we got going on, so see how we can proceed going forward. And I'm kind of thinking about off-season projects already, because we got a channel now, so we got to have content for it. So I'm thinking about some off-season projects and things that need to get done. But in the meantime, I really want to go see what we got here. We got a lot of. I'm pretty excited about this deal. So, but anyway, thanks again. Y'all have a great day. Have a great work week, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you very much.